Welcome to musicmoveit.com. I am Torio, and today I want to talk about how to conquer your local music scene. So how do you conquer your local music scene? Well, a lot of people say that if you could conquer your own hometown in music, then you could do anything anywhere. Might be the truth, but it's definitely not always the truth. A lot of people end up moving out of their city to become big. But how can you conquer your own local music scene? Let's talk about some valid things. Well, one thing is you got to be with the right people. Got to be with the right crowds. So basically that means getting out and meeting people, other bands, other music professionals in your town. Get to know these people, because then you could get in their circles and you'll be invited to more things. You'll be asked to record stuff with other bands, possibly. You'll be asked to join other shows that they're doing live. Maybe you could be an opener or something like that. Things like that. Once you get to know these people, it's like a stepping stone. So hang out with people who are just like you, or even better, that are doing better. Introduce yourself. Get out there. Give out business cards and be friendly. Don't be cold. Don't just go to a place and not talk to anyone. You got to get out there and shake hands. Another thing about these types of people, get on social media. Follow these people, post things, like their posts, make comments, be active with people in your local town on social media. Let people know when you're doing shows, new music, all that good stuff. But also do things to help them. Send them a message, just seeing how you're doing, if you need anything, or just like I said, comment on their posts, like their posts, so you're noticed, so they see that you're there. Like I said, another huge thing, you must get out. You got to get out there, meet people, go to album release parties, go to award shows, go to any place that has people that can help you out and get you seen, and maybe they can introduce you to more people. Also, do shows in your area. That's how you get seen. You do shows. Go to local promoters, local venues, and see if you could get on some shows, even if you have to sell your own tickets. You got to put in work. Don't be afraid to sell your own tickets. If you have a fan base, you'll sell them instantly anyway. But do as many local shows as you can. You get known, you meet other bands, you meet other people. It all comes full circle. It's all about meeting people. But in order to meet people, you got to be there. So doing shows helps. Other artists and bands get to see you, get to know you. Other people in the local scene get to know you, like possible local record labels, indie record labels. Other promoters will hear about you, and if you have a good track record, they'll book you for more shows. All these things are very, very helpful. Then, when you release an album or a single, make sure you reach out to your local press, local radio, local college radio, all of these people. Make sure you do this. Try to get album reviews, CD reviews, single reviews. Try to get them in like your weekly free paper. All cities have these. It's like a weekly free like newspaper thing that talks about all the entertainment things that are going on in the city and stuff like that. Try to get reviews on there, or try to get them to come down and see a show so they can review a show of yours. Once you get in good with these people, they don't mind working with you afterwards. Also, your major newspaper, do the same thing. All of these major newspapers have sections for music, and they do work with indie artists generally, especially if you have like a lightweight following. They have no problem doing something for you, because all these people, they're generally looking for more articles to write up anyway. So that's a great way to get known, get seen, and then it's all for full circle again, because other artists and bands, other important people in your city will read these articles, read these reviews, and again, it's just them seeing you and be like, oh, this kid or this artist, this band, not doing too bad at all, and it could open doors for you, for sure. So yes, you got to try to follow these things if you want to conquer your own city. You got to get known, and the only way to do that is to get out there and show your face. You can do it. I know a lot of you, you work jobs as well, and it's kind of hard to get out there, but it's got to be done. That's why I say all the time, it's hustle and it's sacrifice if you want to make it in music, even in your local scene. So you get off your job at 5. Hopefully, if you feel up to it, go out that night and promote. Or maybe go out there at night and meet people, go to some shows and things like that. Or do shows on the weekends and stuff like that. It takes a lot of sacrifice, I'm not going to lie. Sacrificing time. So you might be tired, but if you do everything right, all the pieces will come together and they will fit together and it'll work out in the end. And I don't want y'all to give up because it all sounds hard. But honestly, a lot of times way back when I was doing my albums, I was working as well. And I'd get home at 6 o'clock sometimes, and I'd have to be at the venue to perform by like 8. And then half the time I wouldn't even go on until 11. And then I'm there all late, and it's just like, man, I am so tired. But in the end, it was worth it because I did gain sales from doing a lot of shows when I did release my albums. So it definitely works out. And you need the motivation. And if you're like me, especially back then, I was thinking about music 24/7, trying to get myself out there because I was hungry. I was young and hungry, and I wanted to do what I needed to do to get out there. And you can do it. You could definitely do it. If those of you who have families and jobs, I know it's a lot harder, but hopefully you have a partner that'll support you and at least let you do something once a week to get yourself out there. If you're single, you should be getting out there all the time if you can, but it's rough. Believe me, I went through it all myself, and it can be very challenging at times to mix all this stuff together. I actually went to college for audio recording. This was early 2000s. I went to college for music business and engineering, and I worked as well. So sometimes I would go into my job like at 7, then I had a class at 9. So I'd have to talk to my job, be like, can I leave from 9 to 11 because I have a class? So I'd have to go into 7 to 9 for my job, leave, go all the way downtown for my classes, come back at 11, start working again until like 5. And then on top of that, later on, I might have a show or I might have something that I need to go to try to get myself out there. So it is extremely rough, and I understand that. But I am here to motivate you, and you got to do what you can, and you can do it. If you're feeling lazy or you're feeling like, it's just not worth it, think again. Try to get that out of your mind. If you put your mind to it, you can do it. I promise you everything will come together eventually, but it takes that sacrifice. It takes all that time. So hopefully you liked this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up. Please like, share, and subscribe if you haven't yet. I have tons of videos on subjects like these, so I think you'll enjoy it. Also, in the description below, there are many, many things to help your music career down there. Discounts on services like Bandzoogle, which is the perfect place to get your website done, and it specializes in artist and band websites, so you got to check that out. TuneCore, a distribution company, there's discounts for that to release your single or your album, so you got to check that out. And there's many other things, great things for you to use to your advantage to grow your music career. Thank you for listening, and I'll see you next time.